This is a video on how to launch MECHA presets and tilt the camera using your own remote. We recommend that you also watch the first part, where we show how to perform some tests and ensure that your remote control works with MECHA. To command MECHA to launch a preset, here are the steps you need to follow. Step 1. Create your preset on the MECHA's user interface. We will set 2 zenith and 2 nadir shots and specify a focal length of 12 mm via the custom option in the shots list. MECHA has created a script which you can edit, if needed. We want the starting position to be parked instead of level. These are the 3 standard positions of the upper rail when launching a preset. You may add any relevant details about your preset in the Notes field. Then save the preset with the Save button. Either create a preset or rename one that already exists. Whatever the case, add a numeric code to the beginning of the preset name. The first digit must be 0, for example, 022. Alternatively, MECHA C2 users can use the OLED preset menu to create presets, and those presets have a numeric code from 020 to 089 assigned by default. For codes between 020 and 089, the preset is also listed in the C2's OLED preset menu. Here is our preset. Just keep in mind that 3-digit code, as you need it later. The first digit is 0, the next 2 digits are shown at the top of the screen. Step 2. On the MECHA's config page, find the setting, Custom Protocol on AUX port. And enter a command like this in that field, including the comma at the end. Before the equal sign should be the numeric code that identifies your preset, and after the equal sign, a short from your remote. In our example, the code is 022, as defined in Step 1, and the signal is 1 full press of the release button, detected as 1A1S. Step 3. Connect the receiver of your remote control unit to the MECHA's AUX port and set the receiver switch to on. Step 4. Make sure the upper rail is positioned correctly, or as specified in your preset. Then press your controller release button. That will command MECHA to launch your preset at the detection of both autofocus and shutter if you have specified 1A1S in the AUX field. The same result can be achieved with the command 022 equals 1A, and in that case half press your controller release button. These are the zenith and nadir shots, followed by a rotation to the parked position. For rotation in the opposite direction, add a minus sign before the numeric code. Then press your controller release button. Notice that the rotation is now proceeding in the opposite direction. These are the zenith and nadir shots, followed by a rotation to the parked position. Let's see an example of tilting the camera 15 degrees up and down, and a rotation to the home position by using your controller release button. Home is a reference position that is by default the position of MECHA at the moment of powering it on. For example, if MECHA is in the parked position at that moment, then that is the home position. You can set a different home with the power button of MECHA. Unlike example 1, we will use here a multiple command sequence like this. 105.0 equals 1A, 45.0 equals 2A, H equals 1A1S. Let's click the Apply button. 105.0 equals 1A. This is a rotation to the absolute position of 105 degrees from home when half pressing your controller release button. Assuming the home position is parked, the upper rail will stop at 15 degrees above the level position. Note the decimal part, which is required, 0 in our example. The second command, 75.0 equals 2A, means a rotation to the absolute position of 75 degrees from home when half pressing twice your controller release button. The upper rail will stop at 15 degrees below the level position this time. And the third command, H equals 1A1S, means a rotation to the home position when full pressing your controller release button. The home position can be set with a command as well. For example, add this to the multiple command sequence. HS equals 1A1S, 1A1S. This command works similarly to the other commands. 1A1S means a full press, so 1A1S, 1A1S means a double full press. To set a new home position, change the MECHA's position as needed, for example 15 degrees above the level position, then full press twice your controller release button. Also, for rotation in the opposite direction, add a minus sign before the angle of rotation. Then half press the release button twice. Return to the home position with a full press of the release button. Instead of rotations to absolute positions, you may prefer the rotation angle to be relative to the current position. In that case, add a caret sign before the rotation angle. For example, if the current position is 15 degrees above the level position, the command caret sign 75.0 equals 2A will rotate the upper rail to the raised position when half pressing the button twice. With this new command, the upper rail can be rotated 105 degrees downward from its current position when the release button is half pressed 3 times. A full press of the release button rotates the upper rail to the home position. You'll remember we set a new home position at 15 degrees above level. With 3 half presses of the button, the upper rail rotates into the parked position. We hope the information in this video will help you successfully use your remote to command MECHA. Thank you for watching.